something that we can see at national and subnational, depending on who is in place.
Well, the questions again that some Nigerians are asking is, this democracy, has it benefited? Because you've talked about some of the things that we should see democracy give to us. But some people will say that Africans or Nigerians would need to create a system or a government that they can really, hold on to, that this democracy taken from Western world may not be the best for it when you come to, let me situate the situation to Nigeria, that we need to find our own kind of system that works for us. Do you go along with people like that, with thoughts like that?
Yeah, I actually agree with that significantly. We have not been creative in our democratic experiment. What we have done is go to the US and copy everything, hook, line, and the center, and drop in Nigeria. And that is why it is full of wastages, is not in any way contextualized, because it is a borrowed garment. We say in Hausa, a borrowed garment cannot really provide a good outfit. That's our democracy. The presidential system of government, the bicameral legislature, too heavy, too complicated, and accountability is something else in this context. So recently we have had arguments around shifting to the system that is similar to the UK system, where we have a sort of prime minister and so on. That is the parliamentary. I don't think that also is the answer. So we need to be really, we should have been more creative than we are with our democratic experiment. Take specific example. Why should the president in Nigeria, with all our complexities, go for 4 years? What would taking 6 years single term, for example, in a way? You have a year or so to stabilize, and 4, 5 years thereabout to do all that you can, instead of going into election cycles every 4 years. In fact, we don't spend the 4 years, because immediately government sets in. After 2 years, the next that we start preparing for the next election. So it's like the whole democratic life is about election cycles. So I think we can be really creative about that. The regional element that we have, states are a lot fragmented. When you have 36 independent entities, each of them almost semi-independent, the whole idea of the sub-regions, the 6 of them, it has a set of cultural and political clusters that we can leverage more as an entity. While we can't go back to the full-fledged regional government as we started in the 1960s, we can really come back. States can be on their own, but then create a sort of regional structures. I can see that evolving through the regional commission, but they are really weak and they are not as strong as they should be as political entities. So we could have been a lot creative about how we roll out democracy in Nigeria, factoring our cultural and social dynamics to fit our context.
Okay. Thank you so much for opening the program with us. Don't go. Dr. ABDULRAHMAN Usman is here with me in the studios, and of course we'll be going with resource persons that will bring you onto this program. Don't go away. We're still coming back to you, Dr. MIKHAIL BARAU.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Quickly, I'd like to welcome you, Dr. ABDULRAHMAN Usman, to our studios. Thank you for being part of it this morning. Democracy Day, Nigerians, 27 years of unbroken democracy, even though there was a little bit of testing the grounds if this democracy could survive. But again, we were able to get over it. And so here we are, still on with democracy. It has to be traced back to 1993. People say that was when it really started. MKHAIL Abiola, and that it was a free, fair, elections that we had then. And of course, that Nigerians really recognized that that was one of the fairest and freest elections that we've had. But again, that was denied, of course, by the dictatorship then, of course, the military rule of that time. But again, Nigerians were able to get themselves together, and the same military gave Nigerians this democracy that we're on with. We had the president this morning in his address to the nation saying that the pains have been there, but he's still counting on the gains of democracy, that it is the best for us. And of course, he's promising that it will be better days for Nigeria. Return to democracy too, and what you have seen, the practitioners, involved, representatives of the people, the politicians, and
parties. The judiciary, which is very key as the umpire, should be unbiased, should be firm. But unfortunately, never in the history of Nigeria have we witnessed the kind of things we are witnessing with the current judicial pronouncements from our courts. Because I believe that in many instances where democracy has been truncated, particularly in the Nigerian situation, it all started with the judiciary. My hands are tied, Justice Owemimo, in the Awolowo trial. And we witnessed the kind of scenario that happened with the Margaret Ekpo, the Justice Dairo, during the June 12th scenario. And thereafter, there were attempts to overthrow the government. And I equally want to situate that the botched attempt to overthrow the government of recent too might not have to do with the dissonance in terms of how people feel the judiciary was faring. Because truth must be told. We cherish our democracy because I believe there is no better way out than democracy. But we need to do a lot of things to gauge this democracy and reset it properly. Democracy is all about, or government anywhere in the world, whether democracy, autocratic, or whatever form of government you have, is about the security and welfare of the people. Can we say the welfare of Nigerians have been better? Can we say we have been more secured as a nation? On security, just like you had Dr. BARAU said, there have been a lot of reversals. Only recently we learned that over 2 trillion was amassed by kidnappers as ransom payments. What is happening to our financial system? What is happening to the security agencies, particularly the DSS and other agencies that are supposed to be able to track, trace this money and nab the individuals? Because where there is no deterrent, you encourage the same situation to keep on repeating itself. Because if you talk of 2 trillion, it's no small money. If we're able to trace this money, we'll be able to get to the root of the problem. That is one side. We have more ungoverned spaces, yes? And I think that is what informed the idea of a state police bill that was passed. But again, I don't really believe in the state police because of the experience that we have witnessed with the subnational governments, who were victims at one point in 2017. We saw what happened to us when we were then in APC, and we had a coalition of forces, political forces, that we went to the NUJ to address the press conference, and talks were sent after us. If I could remember very well, Dr. Malan was there, Senator Suleiman Hunkui was there, Alaji Ibrahim Yero was there, quite a number of key political actors. Sheikh Sani was there. And unfortunately, superior police officer led the talks to where we were. Now, what happened thereafter? We lodged a complaint with the police and other security agencies for investigation. But unfortunately, the current governor of Kaduna State made a press statement that those that came after us were people that had worked for us, and we are coming to the, demand for the outstanding wages. We expect that in any sane crime, interrogated, because how did he get that information? Where? How did it happen? When did we engage anybody? The perspective I'm bringing in is that, okay, look, perhaps there might have been a nexus between the political advisor then that he was, Ubasani, and the attack. And now you arm Ubasani with the state police. What happens then to opposition? And in several other instances that you can imagine. But I believe that instead of a state police, the current police, the means of intelligence gathering should have been strengthened. That would have been a better way out to the issue of state police. I only hope that we will not come to regret this state, police bill that is.
No, but the hope here would be that state police, now, even if given a room to stand, would be that it will be fine-tuned to take care of all the problems that you're seeing in it.
Because you see, even with the current police system that we have, the police are underpaid, they are under-kitted, they are under-trained, So, when you look at it, I believe that when you get state police, that is a very huge wage bill again on the states. Already, people could say, well, they are getting a lot of money for this and that, removal of subsidy and what have you. But you still find that even under the present situation, there are still states that don't pay wages as when due and are still owing. So, I believe that we should have tried to strengthen what we have, tried to fine-tune the current policing system. Maybe to try experimentally with regional levels before we gravitate to come down to state police. Strengthening the zonal structures of the police. That, I think, would have been a better approach. And from that experience, then we begin to learn from that, and come down to where maybe state policing. Even the community policing that will have been better strengthened. Because security is all about intelligence gathering. If you are able to prevent something, an act from happening, you would achieve a lot. Than the current system that we have, where most subnationals here and there are paying ransom or giving money to bandits, like putting them on salaries, or suppressing information about what is actually happening. That is not helping the matter.
Okay. Well, all right, Dr. ABDULRAHMAN USMAN there. Still on Democracy Day, and of course, what it had been like and how the journey has been with us. We'll go for a commercial break, and of course, when we come back, we'll be moving to another part of the country where we'll be bringing in Dr. KATCH, ONONUJU, to also put his thoughts on this day for us. And of course, Nigerians will bring Nigerians in too to talk about the experience, on the part of the people. Don't go away yet.
This is Invicta 98.9 FM. We never invented radio, but we're taking it to the edge of perfection.
We are
the unbeatable station.
98.9.
Oh yeah, shoppers, make una hear correct gist. Maggi chicken flavor promo don land o.
Buy Maggi chicken flavor 50 double cubes pack and get 10 extra cubes free.
Yes o, and if you buy small 10 double cubes pack, you go get 4 cubes free.
Na more rich chicken taste, more enjoyment, and more value for your money.
Rush go your nearest shop now and ask for Maggi chicken flavor promo pack before e finish. Offer valid while stocks last. Me and Maggi, so good together.
E get why we dey plan and pray for our children every day.
E get why.
E get why we dey get up to go hustle every day.
E get why.
And e get why Nigerians trust M&B paracetamol, the red one, every day.
E get why.
E dey show pain red card kia, so we fit to face life without pains. Therefore, next time pain show him wawa face, knock am with M&B paracetamol, the red one.
E get why.
M&B paracetamol, the red one na for you and your family, and e dey clear pain, small cold and fever, one hand.